I'm going to start at the beginning. Let's talk about Samuel, the investor, where you started and the man. And I'll ask the question, talk us through your first property. How did you finance it? How did you buy it? Why did you buy it? Over to you.
Great question. I've never actually spoke too much about my first property, and I am quite soon going to be doing a video on YouTube specifically about my very first property. So this could be absolutely fresh off the press right now, because my first property, it's interesting because I bought it when I was 17 years old. And the reason I bought it when I was 17 years old is because I knew I wanted to be a property investor literally 6 months after leaving school. I was like, I want to buy a property. I want to do Monopoly in real life. I want to have money working for me. I want to have freedom. I want to build an empire. So I knew I wanted to do it. But in my mind, even though I was getting training and I was going on courses and stuff, and everyone was saying, this was back in 2008, by the way, everyone was saying, you can buy houses without using any of your own money. There's back-to-back lending. There's same-day refinance from Mortgage Express. You can raise finance. You can joint venture. And I was thinking, this is great. I believe I can do this. I was 17. In my mind, I had to be 18 to own a house. So I'm learning everything. I'm a sponge. And it was only when my mortgage broker told me that you have to be 21 to get a buy-to-let mortgage. And suddenly now, that's like a knife in my chest. I'm thinking, man, I got to wait 4 years before I can buy a house. That sucks. Even though I'm learning all these strategies, I've invested all of my paper money going on courses, I've got to wait 4 years. And I was thinking about it, and then I thought, well, actually, if I stick it in someone else's name, maybe I can buy a house at 18. And then I thought, well, hold on, I'm 17. If I stick it in someone else's name, I can do it right now. So it was kind of the obstacle, the dagger in the chest that actually helped me and enabled me to get my first property when I was 17. So how I bought it, it was on the Maryvale Road in Birmingham, Bourneville. I still own the house. I still own the house today. And by the time I actually completed on it, it was the week before my 18th birthday. And I was 17 years old. And I bought it with the bank's money. It was a no money down property where you buy it, refinance the same day. I bought it for £100,000, refinanced it the same day, 120. Pulled the money out. I did it in my stepdad's name. He didn't give me any money, but he just let me host the property. And everyone was saying to me at the time, property market's crashing right now. What are you doing? It's going to go down. The properties are going to be worth £5,000. People were saying to me, now's a bad time. What are you doing? Getting all these mentors and getting all these courses. Why don't you just go to university and spend £40,000 learning about art? That's people's mindset. So a lot of people were against me. The press were against me at the time. Not against me as a person, but against the idea of being a buy-to-let landlord. Everyone was saying buy-to-let is dead. Bought the house. My mortgage payments were £166 per month on that little house. And what I did, and I could literally write a book on my first house, what I did was I rented it out room by room as a multi-let. At the time, I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know that this was a HMO. And I just thought, actually, you know what? If I rent it out by the room, I'll get more rent. There was 2 reception rooms, 3 bedrooms. I turned one of the reception rooms into a bedroom by literally putting a bed in it, not complicated. And the rent was £1,400 a month. The mortgage was £166 a month. I'm managing it myself, making about £1,000 profit a month. So everyone's saying it's going to go down. Now the property did start going down, and I was thinking, ooh, but then it bounced back up. Now the house is worth £215,000 approximately. So I've made £100,000 equity, but I recently calculated that I've made over £100,000 profit in rent over the last 12 years. So that little house has made me £200,000 profit over just shy of 12 years. And everyone told me I was stupid and I shouldn't buy it. It's now in my own name. I've switched it from my stepdad's name to my name. And that's the story of my very first house. And obviously I went and did many, many more. That was the very first one. But that house alone replaced my income for a 16, 17-year-old. Like that little house. So that was when, after that property, I just went crazy. I just went hardcore. But that was my first one, 12 years ago.
So you've lost your property investment virginity there at a young age of 17. My hat's off to you for doing that. I appreciate that. So you said that you went on and went nuts. So,
Yeah.
all right, let's talk about it. How did you grow that portfolio? Where did you get your money from? What types of property did you go for?
Yeah.
And do you know what, actually, can you include in this answer what sort of targets you had for yourself, or what sort of profits you wanted to achieve, that sort of thing?
So my target at the time, there was two things. There was two targets. There was a personal goal and a personal feeling, and then there was also a business goal. The business goal was, at the time, literally, it sounds like nothing, and I achieved it quite quickly. I just wanted to make £2,500 a month in passive income. That was my initial goal. It actually took me quite a long time to do that, because although my first house was making me £1,000 a month, that was a HMO. After that, I bought some single lets, and the profit on it was quite small monthly. So it took me a good few years to be making good money from property, but to be making a living, I did it quite quick. My personal goal was I wanted to travel. I'd recently become a Christian, and I was working with my church, and I wanted to go out on some trips with my church. I wanted to help building schools in rural parts of Africa, bringing water to villages. I wanted to help work in orphanages in the slums of India. Like, I did have a genuine, real passion to help people and to give. But on top of that, I also got a real, I don't know what it was, like a massive sense of achievement when I'd get the keys to a house. So the fact owning a house, as a teenager, I was a bit of a dropout at school. I didn't do well in school, and I just think the sense of achievement I got from being like, I own that house, for me. And some of the houses that I bought when I was a teenager, they weren't that great. And the first one, as it happens, was great, but some of the other ones, they're okay. Might make me 150 quid a month, but the sense of achievement that I got from it, the confidence that it gave me, that was like my self-esteem was made in property, Didn't do well in school. My parents split up when I was 7 years old. It was a really nasty split up. My brother was always better than me at sport at school. So I was all, like, not in my brother's shadow or anything, but he was just a smart one, better at academics, better at sport, faster. So for me, like, actually being able to make money in property, that kind of gave me a real sense of achievement. So I guess that was really my, my goals. That was what made me tick.